Hi guys, it's me Mime, Lems Nige, and today it's going to be a story time video. I've always wanted to share this on here, but I just kept on going back and forth. But I think what made me decide to finally share it is after my last story time video where I shared why I decided to become a teacher. You know, the response was so positive. A lot of people saying that they could relate with what I was talking about. I made new friends from that video, and you know, it just made me realize, well, I've always known while you share your success stories, you also share the hard times as well, so that people see that the hard times and the success stories, when you look at the two, it doesn't even match up. You don't even look like the same person who went through that kind of experience. So I'm going to start my story in 2010. Sometime in 2010, my husband and I had a conversation. We were like, hey, we've been married for a little over 2 years now. Why don't we, start a family? And I'm like, have children, right? And it's like, yes. I'm like, all right, yeah, we should, we should. The next month, I was pregnant, and my pregnancy was not easy. It was not easy at all. It was a grueling 9 months. It was a hard pregnancy. I was nauseous and vomiting for the whole 9 months. I was admitted to the hospital 4 times. It wasn't easy. 2.5 years later, we're like, come on, this boy is turning 3. Why don't we, have another one? Oh my gosh. First month, nothing. Second month, third month, we're like, what is going on? I was like, okay, I think maybe I'm stressed out. I'm going to start taking it easy at work, trying to be in a good space mentally, nothing. I was praying. I'm like, Lord, is there something that I'm doing wrong? Maybe I'm not eating healthy, and so I changed my diet. Nothing. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not calculating my period properly, but it's very regular. I know, like 28 days, bam. Anyway, finally, I can't remember how long we tried for, but finally I got pregnant, and I'm like, yes, did the first pregnancy test, negative, and then the next 2 were positive, so I kept them. Yes, this is it. But I noticed that I was having some cramps, abdominal pains, and I'd never experienced this kind of pain before. I couldn't compare it to anything from the previous pregnancy, and so I went to the hospital, explained to the doctor what was going on. I said to her, I'm pregnant. Well, the pregnancy stick says I'm pregnant, but I've been having these abdominal pains and I don't know what it is. And she's like, that's weird. You have a child, right? I was like, yeah. She said, is it like anything you've experienced in your previous pregnancy? I said, no. She's like, okay, we'll take some blood tests and just, check you out. And I'm like, all right, fine. So they took my blood. It took 45 minutes for the blood test to come out. And so we decided to sit and wait. After the test results came out, the lady who had seen us had closed. Her shift was over, and she left and referred us to another doctor. Now, I don't know what notes she wrote down for this new doctor, but the doctor seemed like, yeah, you're pregnant, big deal. And I'm like, well, I came in here because I'm having abdominal cramps. She's like, you're pregnant. It's part of pregnancy. Now, I've gone over this in my head 1,000 times, and now I feel like I should have pressed it and said no. I said it to her and she said it was strange, but I just assumed that it would be written there and she would say blood test for this. I just assumed. And so I was like, okay, so are they normal? She was like, yeah, you're pregnant. Pregnancy is different for different people. Every pregnancy is different. It's just part of pregnancy. And yeah, you should be fine. Just take a day off and rest, and you can resume work the next day. I think that was on a Wednesday. Yes, I remember very clearly. That was on a Wednesday. So I went to church and I told my pastor, I'm like, I'm pregnant, finally, yay! She prayed with me and everything, and we were all excited and all of that. Anyway, that weekend I had an ectopic pregnancy. Now, I'd never heard of it before. I didn't know what it was. It was growing in the tube, and the tube burst. And I was bleeding, and I passed out, and I was at home alone. And I bled for like maybe 5 hours before my husband got home and saw me unconscious on the floor, picked me up and took me to the hospital. they did tests and they rushed me to the big hospital, but took me to the clinic and they rushed me to the big hospital, and there was no doctor. They had to go and pick up the doctor with the ambulance. So I bled for about over 10 hours internally, and I'm not going to go through too much because I don't want to start getting upset and crying and everything. But I was in the hospital for 8 days after that, trying to I lost a lot of blood. I almost died and obviously lost the baby. But yeah, it was 8 days. I recovered, was discharged, and I think that's when the hard time comes. If anybody's been through anything like that, it's when you're at home alone, when you're thinking, when you're alone with your thoughts. I think that's the hardest part. I blamed myself for so many things. I asked myself, maybe I should have slowed down. I should have forced the doctor, because people started telling me that they had an ectopic, but they caught it in the scan and did the surgery to take it out of the tube. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I don't even know how to explain an ectopic pregnancy. Just Google it. But basically, it's the baby growing in the fallopian tube. And obviously, it can't grow in there. So it will grow to a point and then it will burst. And you start bleeding, So that's basically what it is in the layman's terms. Anyway, it takes time to stop blaming yourself. It takes time to stop blaming other people, because oh my goodness, I blamed everybody. Anybody you could think of, I blamed people that weren't even I blamed the doctor, I blamed my work, I blamed so many people, because obviously I wanted a child. This was something I desired and I had waited for so long, and to finally get it and have it slip out of your fingers, I blamed myself for so long, and then I started blaming other people, and it was a dark period in my life. But today I'm in a happy place. Today I'm in a good place. When I think about it, sometimes it does make me cry, and I wonder why, why did I have to go through that? I could have just had a miscarriage. Why did I have to almost die? And I remember laying in the bed and praying for life, because I felt so lifeless. I remember people coming to the hospital to see me and they were crying because I looked like a vegetable, and it was not easy, but I'm over it now. I'm in a good place now, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for my family. I'm not so focused on the things I was focused on that time. That time I was in baby mode. Everything, baby. There was an apps on my phone for this, for that, eating healthy, baby this, baby that. Right now I'm not in that place. And I just want to say to everyone who's been through anything like this, it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. It's hard when you're experiencing it and people tell you, oh, don't worry, trust in God, blah, blah. And also, can I just say a big sorry to whoever you are, if you ever get to watch this. There was someone who asked me in church, she said to me, won't you do and have another child? You're busy here doing CCA, doing Shakara, slim baby. Won't you do and have another child? Oh my goodness. I said to her, yeah, I tried. I lost it and almost died in the process. And there was not, I was so upset with her for asking me that kind of question, because I'm like, you don't know someone's story. Don't look at someone and feel like, oh, what are you doing? You're making guy. You don't know that your mates have how many children. How can you say that? And I'd been getting a lot of comments like that because I don't talk about these things, and just hearing that, I just exploded on her. And sorry, whoever you are, sorry for that. But yeah, this is why I always say, people, be careful what you say to people. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know anything. So be very careful what you say, the way you speak to people, just be sensitive. That's basically what I have to say. Anyway, Today I look at myself, I don't look like the same person that was in that down, depressed dump. You know, I'm in a happy space. I love my life and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep taking each day as it comes, keep loving, trusting God, loving people, and just keep spreading love, spreading positivity, and live to inspire. That's my motto for life this year. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has inspired someone and has helped someone to know that you're not alone and it will pass. Love you guys always.